Are we rolling? Hello there, Algebra 1. How you doing? This is kind of weird, but we're going to roll with it. Yeah. All right, here we go. All right, so we're going to be going with graphing systems of inequalities. This is exciting. You're going to love this. It's amazing. All right, watch. So, by the way, I got my Ellie girl. She's on running the iPhone here, and she literally just went like this, like that. It's good. All right, so right up here, Ellie. Okay, so a couple things right off the bat. All right, so you need to pay attention to your greater than or less than, and then greater than or equal to or less than or equal to. Remember? So if it doesn't have a line under it, it's just either greater than or it's just less than. Okay. Now, when you see just this, it's going to be, okay, Ellie, get me right here. It's going to be a dotted line. Okay, so this is y is less than 3. So I'm going to plot 3 on my coordinate plane like that. And since it's only less than, it's going to be a dotted line. All right. Boom, 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 boom. All right. Now, the next thing I need to do is I'm going to shade in. Okay, so it's less than. It's less than. All right. Less than 3. So that means when we're talking about y is less than, we're talking about up here, everything above that dotted line would be greater than, and everything below it is going to be less than. So I'm going to shade in everything that's less than 3, okay? All right, now I'm going to go to right here. Ellie, you got me right there? Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, I'm going to plot x. Okay, so it's 2. Oh, that's a bad marker. Let's try, where'd my other marker go? Be right back. Let's do this one right here. So we've got 2 right there, okay? Now, notice that this is greater than or equal to, okay? If it's greater than or equal to, it's going to be a solid line, all right? So remember, if this was x equals 2, we would make our point, and then it's going to be a vertical line. Remember that? Okay. Now, it's going to be a solid line since we have that it's greater than or equal to. So it's going to be a solid line, just like this. Okay. Now, notice, now we're dealing with x. And it says that it's greater than. So that means, notice our numbers get bigger as we go this way, smaller as they come this way. So which one do you think? Greater than. You guessed it. It means we're going to shade everything on this side of that line because greater than, right? Our numbers get greater and greater. So we're going to shade everything here. Everything on the right side of that. Okay? All right. Now, the solution to this is going to be the area of the coordinate plane where there's an overlap. Okay, so notice that's going to be right here in this rectangle. So we're going to erase everything that's not inside. We want to see, where do these two graphs overlap? You'll see right here is the only place on this coordinate plane where there's pink and blue. Okay, so everything that's not in that overlap, we're going to erase. Okay, right up here. All right. And there we go. So that's what the solution would look like. All right. So let's go to an example where we're going to actually throw in some more work. So let's focus right over here. You're going to have one of your questions is actually this very one right here. So we have y is less than 2x. And you know what? We're going to go ahead and put the plus 0. So what do we call that form right there? You guessed it. You nailed it. Slope-intercept form. Boom. Bada bing, bada boom. Okay, now this one, we've got 2x plus y is less than -5. So Ellie, take me right over here. And what I did was I took that entire, all of this, the original, and we put it into slope-intercept form. Okay? All right. So we did not have to divide or multiply by negative, so our inequality stayed in the same direction. All right, so we subtracted 2x from both sides, and then we just switched the terms to put it in slope-intercept form. So we have y is less than negative 2x minus 5. All right, so I'm gonna rewrite that over here. Y is less than negative 2x minus 5. All right, so this is just this put into slope-intercept form so that we can graph it, right? Okay, very good. Are we having fun yet? All right, here we go. So we're gonna start off right up here. Let's start with this one. Remember, always start with your slope-intercept. So that's, I'm sorry, slope-intercept, your y-intercept. Intercepts the y-axis at negative 5. And then let's follow our slope there. That's negative 2 over 1. So let's go, that's gonna be negative, that would be, if we go down 2 over 1, down 2 over 1, it's a negative rise and a positive run, right? Negative, or we could go positive rise, negative run, still the same line, correct? Positive rise, negative run. And, okay, notice that this is just less than, so it's gonna be a dotted line. Okay. All right, now let's go ahead and graph this. So we've got this one, right? Now let's graph this one right here. Okay, so we've got, remember our y-intercept is 0. So we're gonna go from our y-intercept, right? And our slope is, it's gonna be up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1. Okay, now check this out. Hope I don't confuse anybody, but I want to see where do these two lines intersect. And I think you'll see that it's going to actually intersect down here. So another way to do a positive slope is to make that negative 2 over negative 1, right? Y'all, does that make sense? Did I just mess anybody up right there? Okay, so so back here, Ellie, if we just keep going up 2 over 1, now we're going up this way. I want to see where do these lines actually intersect. So remember, this is still a positive slope because they're both negative. Two negatives equal a positive, right? That was actually more of a multiplication sign. Let's try it again. There we go. All right. So we're going to go down 2 over 1, 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 down 2 over 1. Say it with me. Down 2 over 1. All right, very good. Now, again, what kind of line is that? It's going to be a dotted line because it's not less than or equal to, it's just less than, okay? All right, so we're gonna go dotted line. Okay, all right, now, so if we shade everything, actually I should have shaded, what you should do is go ahead and just do the line and then shade and then the next line then shade, but it's okay, it'll work. So let's look at this line right here. All right, that is this equation right here. So remember, this is y is less than, okay? So remember, when you're dealing with y, you've got everything up here would be greater than, and everything below it is less than, right? So we're going to shade everything that is less than that. And I didn't keep doing it, but we'll just stop right there, okay? All right, and then on this one, that is this equation here, this line right here. It's also y is less than. So we're going to look at this one right here. And so everything above this would be greater than. So we want to shade everything that's below it less than. And you will notice that where these actually overlap, where they overlap is actually a triangle. Actually a triangle. Isn't that cool? Right. It is, right now, it's no kidding, it's like 9:45 at night. And so there is That's our solution. Okay? So what do you need to do? If the equations are not in slope-intercept form, you need to put them in slope-intercept form. Okay? Remember, just like we looked at these. Okay? We had to put this one into slope-intercept form. When we did, it became this. And pay attention to the inequality. Remember, if it's just a less than or a greater than, then your line is going to be dotted. Okay? If it is, this, for example, this is greater than or equal to, okay? So this would be, if I'm going to graph this again, that would be 2, and that would be a solid line. All right? Now remember, back to our problems here. This was y is less than, so when you're dealing with y, remember, everything up north of whatever line you have, everything above it is greater than, everything below it is less than. So if it says y is less than, you're going to shade everything south of that. Got it? Okay? All right. Let me know if you have any questions on Wednesday, okay? God bless you guys. Have a good night.